Yes. So we were understanding the journey of the life, and that, yeah, the journey of the life we understood.
Understood.
Hi,
Hi,
Kavana.
Kavana.
It's me. Hello.
Ah, it's Sophie. It's me.
In disguise.
No worries. It's me also. No worries, John.
That's a friend in Tokyo, Sonoe. This is weird.
One thing is sure, everything is weird in this world except our real selves. So, yes, anyhow. So, meat is missing. Yes. So, now see that we are learning. Our goal is very clear. What is goal? The goal is to bring an end to the suffering once and for all. And the second goal is also linked to it, that I should awaken to inner peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. That is the work. So, what happens? Our mind, last time, I think we understood about the three diseases of the mind. Attachment or detachment is the first. Oh, I got you. Very good. So, attachment and detachment is the first disease. Second is sorrow and the suffering. And third is delusion. So these three diseases makes my mind or brings my mind down at a lowest level, even lower than the animal mind. At least the animal mind, they don't have a conflict because they don't have a choice. Tiger eats flesh. He has no choice. He cannot be a vegan. You see that? But because we are given a choice, even the mind goes very down, it does not become totally unconscious, it enters into conflict. No, you have been soulmate so many years, and now you don't love me. You see, the conflict has come. Conflict has come. Do you see? The conflict has come. So even our mind, by the effect of these three diseases, goes down below than the animal mind, but still the mind does not leave the conflict. So we say, I'm suffering, please help me. Tiger doesn't have, no, even the lion is known as, the king of the forest. They don't have any citizenship rules, immigration rule. We have it. Understanding is required, nothing more than that. So now see that how this mind goes below even the animal mind. Couple got married, they had a beautiful honeymoon, and then they returned home. They were lying on the bed, and they were thinking, wife asked that if we have a son, where he will be sleeping. The husband said he will sleep between us. He will be a boy, the first son will be a boy, building castle in the air. So we have a total freedom. Even the tiger has the freedom, they don't do it. We do it every time. Anyhow, so wife said, I hope that second child will be daughter, and when daughter will be born, no, first child. So when son will be born, baby is born, then where he will sleep. So what the husband did, they both were lying on the bed. Huh? So the husband moved a little towards the corner of the bed. Or here he will sleep. I'm talking about mine. So the wife said, well, if we have second baby, so you see that it's a normal. So he moved a little more towards the corner of the bed and he fell down. He hurt his arm. He got up and he said, without, when the son and daughter are not born, and just thinking, I'm hurt, I'm not going to have any kid. That is the state of our mind. We'll not have it. Without having the kids, I have to suffer alone. Start from the very first point. When the mind lives in delusion, baby is not born. I created a space. Do you see that? Honey, what happened to you? Why you look so sad? Why you are not talking to me? It is his problem or her problem. Better to calm down. Leave him or her alone. No, no, no. You must tell me. Why? Because I depend on you. I am attached on you. This is the nature of our mind acting even below the level of animal. This mind cannot progress. This mind cannot make any. Just think, day-to-day life, we do like this. With our thought, with our behavior, with our action. We do like this. And it comes from the three diseases. I'm going slowly because if I talk about the highest principle, you will say, no, it is not possible. So now see, if I ask you a question, is a husband worthy of suffering? By this story. Not worthy of suffering. But still I'm suffering. So I make a decision in the delusion, I will not have any in the future. Forget about it. What is all this? I was just talking to, and this is all my projection based on the three diseases. We live with these three diseases. We create a projection, and that projection makes my life hell. Do you see that? This husband created its own world, self-created world. One world is real. You married, physical world, you are sleeping on the bed. That is also real. but the mind created another world. Do you see the difference? I start living in my own shell at the lowest level of awareness. That is the cause of all the suffering in my life. One world is common. One world is common. It's a common to you, to me. Huh? There's the earth, there is the space, everything is common. But the other world that I create because of these three illnesses of the mind puts me down totally. Did I tell you the story of a boy with a log of wood? I was sailing in first he saw the log of wood. What was his intention? To cross the river. Goal. What is the river? Life. The river of life. So, log of wood, I like it, I can sail it, I project it. So, I'm in the middle of a river, and now the log of wood is holding me. Three diseases. These three diseases gives birth to desire fulfilled. That means repeat pleasure. Right hand. Left hand, desire not fulfilled, hesitation, frustration. Then delusion, then loss of memory, then loss of intelligence. Now, with all these 8 factors, I'm living my life. Compare this story, previous story, with our dear friend Bill Gates. We will talk about it. There is another verse where the founder of this Eastern wisdom says, I claim I am wise, but I act foolishly. Conclusion: the moment you say, I am suffering, you are responsible for my pain, I blame and react, I am acting foolishly. No offense to anyone. I am acting foolishly. Foolishly, why? Mind is acting below the level of the enemy. Mind. This is known as fall of consciousness. You might have heard in the Eastern wisdom, we have to raise our consciousness, we have to raise our energy level. You might have heard about, that kundalini rises, kundalini falls. This is understand. I have a very lower level of awareness and I have a higher level. That is a kindergarten class. In Kundalini, we say now you do the breathing and now the energy will go up. And then you have hallucinative experiences because you are not understanding what is happening into the mind. So when we move to the higher journey that we are doing, then knowledge removes the ignorance. Kindergarten class, no, do the breathing, do some mantra. So there the people question and the teacher cannot answer. Or the teacher answers in a very creamy words. Oh, you see the blue color. Why don't you see the blue color with your open eyes? Why you have to see the blue color in the meditation with eyes closed? When you can see with open eyes. John will agree with me. I will say that everyone will agree with me. So it is all about the mind living below the animal mind. It has a survival instinct. The survival means struggle for survival. The struggle for survival manifests in the human being as a problem in relationship, problem at personal life, professional life, social life, family life. Lions do not have any problem in the family. They have to declare only once, I am the head of this family. Done. They fight, other is scared or run away, finished. Yeah, that is what happens in the animal kingdom. But we are human beings. We have this choice given to us. And that choice creates the conflict we don't understand. That's why we suffer. And why that problem is there? Because of the three diseases and the 8 factors that we have covered. So the master says, I use that 4 words. You can remember recognize, then receive. Third, R is retain. Fourth is realize. Recognize. Recognize cognition, cognitive ability, intellect, knowledge, understanding, clarity. I'm upset with you. Oh, do you see the guy? Do you see the upset in a guy? That is why you're saying I'm upset with you? Show me. Which person in the world has a stamp of upset? Do you see that? Do you see the truth in it to it? Upset is not there in anyone whom you claim he makes you upset or she makes you upset. No? Are you getting it? We are going slowly to the higher principles. You are responsible for my sorrow. It means you contain the sorrow. Let me see where you contain. No, no, but I experience. You experience because of the 3 diseases. You'll be upset with me. You'll say, goodbye. I'm not talking to you. I will not attend this session. But you do not have a luxury with whom you are living in your family. Do you see that? But the problem is not this guy or the guy in your family with whom you are upset. The problem is here. That is the point I'm making. Did you understand that point? That is the recognition. When you recognize, half the problem is gone. My mind is responsible. You crazy mind, let me sit and receive the knowledge. What is the knowledge? 8 diseases, 8 factors. Husband says, I know I will not have any baby in the future. The alligator is holding me. Log of wood in the middle of the river has 2 hands and 2 feet. The boy realized. As he was sailing, he also realized this log of wood has a big tail. Loss of intelligence. So I extended that story like this, that as boy sails into the middle of the river, he found that now the log of wood is holding him. He has 2 hands, he has 2 feet, he has a big tail. He was wagging his tail on my back. That is loss of intelligence. We start living at the lowest level of awareness. The entire journey, I don't remember. I went to New York City on a skyscraper, and from there I could see the entire New York City. I don't remember the name of that. So when we talk of low awareness and a higher awareness, low awareness limits my perception. It creates a projection. So I have to raise my awareness in the mind on the top. So now I can see everything clearly. So I know I have a choice and I can drop what is required to be dropped. Upset, drop it. Why? It is caused by. So this is the second factor, to receive. Receive means my mind is aware and alert. It learns what it learns, the knowledge. Knowledge goes into the intellect, and then the memory holds it. To receive has 3 points: mind, intellect, and the memory. No, you're talking very good. You have a beard, the gray beard, so I respect you. And after the session is over, again you are upset. Why? Did you receive? That needs to be understood. You heard me, you respect me. I was telling in the early morning session, in India, there was a beautiful woman. He always loved me. She always loved me, hugged me. She always took care. She used to cook the food for me. No, no, sir. You are my guru. Very good. But she never left blame, complaint, sorrow, suffering, upset. She has a but. And every time, no, I understand, sir. After 2 years, I said, come and sit. Do you love me? Will you not be offended? I said, oh, she said, no. I want to give you a new name. I'm talking about to receive. Think of this. As we go further in our journey, you may think that I'm becoming personal, but no. But that is how I have to make you understand what is the mind and why it causes the suffering. So don't feel offended. There is no offense, there is no difference. So I told her that I want to give you a new name: Goddess of Sorrow and Suffering. No, there are many gods of sorrow and suffering also. John, we should also blame us. I'm scared there are one, two, three, four. There are 5 women and only 2 men. So, Goddess of Suffering. And I tell you, I have seen her so wonderful, but because the mind is not able to accept the teaching. But somewhere deep inside, that's why she used to come for almost 5, 6 years perhaps. Yeah, maybe more than that. I don't remember now. Twice, thrice a week. She said, how many sessions you have? I said, 5. So she used to attend all the 5 sessions. And it is my judgment, because of only these 3 diseases, she died very young. The mind has such a deep impact. To receive mind, intellect, allow the mind to repeat, allow the mind to think it over, allow the mind to reflect on these principles is the third art to retain. That is how we retain the knowledge. Now I heard you, very good, and you are very good. Practice is very good. And after that, mind goes back. If it goes back to the same stuff, it means you did not receive the knowledge. You recognize it. There is some inspiration in you. That is why you are attending the session. That I agree. But retention of the knowledge is very important. The moment I retain it means I remember. Where is my house? I remember. What is my car? I remember. Who is my honey? I remember. You see, to retain. And once you see that, go back again, recognize. So, how do you recognize? When I'm ready to listen again and again, receive. I hold on that to knowledge in the memory by learning and listening. Receive. I contemplate and reflect on it to retain the knowledge. There is a noise outside. No, I'm disturbed. Hold on. What is the principle? What is the principle, John? Senses are not attracting any noise. They are dead matter, physical. That noise is not chasing me. That is also material and alert. Mind, why you are upset? I have to rethink. I have to contemplate and reflect. Reflect until you minimize the impact of the noise of anyone. I'm not talking specifically of John, but I'm talking of everyone. You see, that is how you retain the knowledge. The moment you retain the knowledge, I can bet you 50% or 80% of the impact, depending on your retention, is goes away. No, your problem goes away. You recognize, you receive, you retain. Fourth step is to realize by the practice. You realize means I experience the state within me by the practice. Now, see, the intellect will never be convinced. The intellect will never accept the knowledge if you do not have both the factors. One, experience, the other is reasoning. Reasoning that brings the clarity, that removes the doubt. You understand that? That is what happens. Experience and knowledge. So, first three Recognize, receive, and retain gives the food to the intellect. It clarifies. Doubt is gone. And then you practice, it gives you an experience here. Where we are, suffering comes to an end, and we discover that inner peace and happiness. So, just you can also think in this way: the mind is colorless, it has no shape, no color, no caste, no gender. The moment the mind sees Sophie, mind is color like Sophie. That is why I recognize her. Mind is color like John. That is why my mind is. No color, no shape, no caste, no gender, no differences. Where they come? Three diseases, eight factors. They do not have any shape, but my mind becomes like a shape of an object or a person. Where I'm going, can you recognize? Mind creates a shape of the fear. I am scared. Mind creates a shape of being upset, so I am upset. Do you see that? I told you before. No, you made me upset. Wrong. You are in delusion. If you make me upset, then you are an epitome of upset. It doesn't matter. You are the most beautiful man, handsome man, or the beautiful women, but you made me upset. I am projecting. Shape of the anxiety in the mind, I am anxious. Shape of upset in the mind, I am upset. A shape of suffering in the mind, I am suffering. That is what Master says: ignorance. Ignorance causes suffering. Anyhow, today is this much, so let us start our practice. If I don't give the practice, then you will say he's only talking and talking. He has nothing more except to talk.